Thank you for watching your annual training on the procedures and policies for suicide prevention, awareness, and reporting. We are going to cover signs and symptoms to be aware of, as well as your responsibilities for reporting. Some of these topics are heavy and can be difficult to discuss. Please take care of yourself, and if you find that you need immediate support, please call 911. If you need information on scheduling support for yourself for later, information about our Employee Assistance Program will be reviewed at the end of this video. Students who are enduring emotional pain often show outward signs. The signs are almost always changes that are noticed by friends, family, or school personnel. As educators, our most important role in preventing suicide is noticing. Following the NEISD suicide prevention procedures, turn that noticing into actions for educators to take. Emotional pain is not always easy to recognize. So how will you know? Signs that someone is struggling are things that you're able to see happening to them or changes that you can see taking place. Symptoms are things that you might be told by the student or by another person about the student. The signs and symptoms listed here are indicators that educators should notice and then take the appropriate action to find support for the student. One of those outward signs that may be seen by others is engaging in non-suicidal self-injury. According to the National Council for Mental Well-Being, any behavior used to cause themselves pain, but not to end their life, can be considered non-suicidal self-injury and should be taken very seriously. Non-suicidal self-injury may include cutting, burning, scratching, hitting, or any other behavior used to cause pain. All incidents of non-suicidal self-injury should be reported. Depending on the severity of the injury, report first to the school nurse if they need immediate medical care, or a school counselor or campus administrator who will bring the nurse in if immediate care is not needed, but to ensure that the student is well taken care of. Another outward indicator that may be seen or heard by others is sharing or engaging in suicidal thoughts or behavior. Suicide is a death caused by self-injurious behaviors with the intent to die. A student may tell someone else who reports to you, or the student may tell you yourself. Regardless of how you come to know that a student may be struggling, each incident of suicidal ideation must be reported. Suicidal thoughts or behaviors should be reported to a school counselor or administrator who will follow the NEISD process for notifying family and providing care and support. Warning signs of suicide risk include talking about wanting to die or talking about or making plans for killing oneself. These are always warning signs to notice. In addition, a student sharing feelings of hopelessness, feeling trapped, feeling unbearable pain or being a burden to others, showing rage or expressing plans for revenge, changes in sleeping patterns or substance use, wide changes in mood, or changes in social circles or activities that once brought the student joy and they no longer participate in, are all warning signs that should be noticed by an educator. As an educator, what should I do if I suspect or receive a report of self-injury or suicidal ideation or outcry? First, don't discuss this incident with anyone who doesn't have a need to know. It's important to remain calm. Your reaction will help to keep the situation from escalating. Remaining calm on the outside even if your brain is kicking into action and begins to make plans, is really important. We like to use the metaphor of a duck floating on water. They appear calm and serene on the surface, but under the water they are paddling, sometimes very hard, to stay in one place. So, if you suspect or have reported non suicidal self injury or suicide outcry, stay calm, stay with the student, walk them to the counselor or the administrator, or call for help if you cannot move locations. Take the threat seriously and know that once you help find that support, there will be a district protocol that will be followed to support the student and the family. Finally, maintain privacy. Remember to keep the situation private and not to share it with other teachers or staff, as it is a violation of the student's right to privacy if you share this information with someone who does not have a need to know. The NAISD suicide prevention training may have been difficult for some of us to watch. If you need support, please use the following resources. Thank you for your attention to these important matters and for noticing the signs and symptoms that need your action.